Hello, good evening, everyone. So, before we begin, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Bevioni Bonica, matrix number MS260139178, and I will be serving as the moderator for today's forums. I would like to invite all my fellow friends to introduce themselves.
Hello,
So,
I'm Napa, matrix number MS261039245.
Hello, my name is Nurul Sherin. My matrix number MS2605413886.
Hello, my name is Siti Nurhidayati. My matrix number is MS2605425579.
Hello, my name is Yolanda. My matrix ID is MS260139370.
Hello, my name is Patricia N. Patrick. Matrix number MS26013956.
Today, we will discuss active learning strategies for effective teaching. Active learning shift to focus from teacher-centered instruction to student-centered learning, where students actively participate in constructing knowledge. Our discussion will also explore how active learning supports sustainable develop goals for, or it's called SDG 4, which aims to ensure inclusive, equitable, and quality education for all. So now I will continue to our question for panel 1. For you, what is mean by active learning?
Thank you. To put it simply, active learning is an approach where students don't just sit and listen. They do the learning. Instead, instead of knowledge being handed to them, they build it themselves through reading, solving, solving problems and discussing, experimenting and reflecting. It's about turning how passive listener into active thinkers and participants, connecting new ideas to what they, they already know and using them in real ways.
For the next question, how is active learning different from traditional lecture-based teaching?
Great question. Let's break this down clearly. In traditional lecture teaching, the teacher is the main speaker and students mostly take notes and memorize facts. The focus is on passing information from teacher to student. In active learning, it's flipped. Students are at the center. We use group work, debate, case studies, and hands-on tasks instead of long lectures. The goal isn't it just remembering facts, it's understanding deeply, thinking critically, and being able to use what you learn. To put to put it online, traditional teaching say here's what you need to know. Active learning say let's figure this out together.
Okay, for the next question is, why is student participation essential in active learning? For you.
Participation isn't it just being involved? It's the heart of active learning for four big reasons. First, we remember for more of what we speak, do or explain ourselves than what we only hear. Second, when you share your ideas or question someone else, you have to think harder. That builds real critical thinking, not just memorization. Third, speaking up show what you understand and what you don't, so teacher can help you better. And finally, it builds skill you can get from listening alone, how to work with others, how to express your thought clearly, and how to be confident in your own idea.
Okay, for the last question for your panel one, I will ask what roles does the teachers plays in an active learning classroom?
A lot of people think active learning means teacher do less. Actually, teacher do a different work. They longer just the person who give answer. Instead, they planner, they planners, they design interesting, meaningful activities that match what students need to learn. Guides, they also guides. They ask questions to push students to think deeper instead of giving answer right away. They also be a supporter. They give tools, feedback, and help when students get stuck. And when they also observe. They they watch how student works, spot they struggling, and adjust things to help them keep up. The teachers like a coach. We they don't run the race for them, but they make sure the student have everything they need to run it well.
That's all. Okay, to the next question, I would like to ask panel two. For you, what are some example of active learning strategies?
Thank you for the question. I think teachers should use strategies such as project-based learning, collaborative learning, inquiry-based learning, role-playing, and educational games because they actively involve students in the lesson. Instead of listening to the lecturer, students participate in discussion, solve problems, and apply what they have learned. For example, in project-based learning, students can work together to create a recycling campaign. According to Bell 2010, this strategy improves student critical thinking and problem solving skills.
For the next question, I would like to ask which strategy is most effective for encouraging collaboration?
In my opinion, collaborative learning is the most effective strategy because it encourages students to work together, share ideas, and learn from each other. It also helps students develop communication, teamwork, and leadership skills. For example, for instance, students can work in group and to prepare a presentation with each member res- responsible for a different task. According to Johnson and Johnson 2009 found that collaborative learning improves teamwork and academic achievement because students learn by working together towards a common goal.
Thank you. So now I will ask you how can technology enhance active for sorry. For now I would like to ask how can technology enhance active learning?
I believe technology makes active learning more engaging and interactive. Teachers can use digital platforms such as Google Classroom, Kahoot, and quizzes to encourage participation through quizzes, discussion, and collaborative activity. For example, using Kahoot at the end of a lesson allows students to review what they have learned in a fun way. According to Wong and Tahir, 2020 reported that Kahoot increases student motivation and classroom engagement.
Okay, thank you. This is the last question for you. For your opinion, which strategies is suitable for primary, secondary, or higher education?
I think the best strategy depends on the student educational level. Primary school students benefit from games and hands-on activity. Secondary students can learn well through project-based learning and group discussion. while higher education students benefit more from case study, research, and seminar. For, for example, primary students can learn mathematics through educational games, while a university student can analyze real-life business case. According to UNESCO 2021 recommend adapting active learning strategy to student age and learning needs to achieve better learning outcomes.
Thank you, panel 2. So now I would like to ask panel 3 about impact on student engagement and achievement. So how does active learning improve student engagement?
Thank you, moderator. So, how does activity learning improve student engagement? So, activity learning transforms students from passive listener into active participant, boosting achievement in three key ways, which is behavioral, hands-on text, group discussion, and peer teaching replace long lecture, cutting down distraction and getting everyone involved instead of just copying notes. And second, connectively is student analysis, question, and apply either rather than just memorizing fact. So learning feel meaningful and relevant to their life. And the third is emotionally. Working together and leading small activity gives students a real sense of ownership. They feel valued and more connected to the lesson. This perfectly with Malaysia KSSR and KSSM curriculum, which priorities pembelajaran perpustakaan murid or student central learning. It works especially well in our diverse classroom, keeping learners of our background interest and involved.
Okay. For the next question for you is, does active learning improve academic achievement and why?
Yeah, it absolutely does. First, written is far stronger. We remember information much better when we use and apply it ourselves, compared to only hearing it spoken second. Sorry, hearing it spoken. So second, feedback is immediate. Through quick quiz, like group work or share problem solving, students misunderstanding right away, not only way they get their exam paper back. So the third understanding goes deeper. Students need to learn link different concepts together instead of just recalling fact, which help him perform much better in application style question like those in SPM or STPM paper in 2 or 3. Finally, it's inclusive. It supports visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learns alike, so more students can grasp the content effectively.
Okay. For the next question is, how does active learning develop critical thinking and problem solving skills?
So how does critical thinking and problem solving skill is not just by telling student not think critically instead of accepting information at face value, learns and recreate to evaluate evidence, debate different views, and form their own reasoned judgment. We use real world case and open and project text that ask him to identify problem and work out practically solution. Over time, they learn to ask why, how, and what if rather than only asking what is the correct answer. This directly support HOTS higher like HOTS, it means higher order thinking skill or kemahiran berfikir aras tinggi, which is its core focus of both our national school curriculum and university assessment.
Okay. Thank you. For the last question for you is, can active learning increase students' confidence?
Yeah, it's build confidence step by step. We can do activity like sharing ideas in small group, giving student a low pressure space to speak up without the fear of being judged by the whole class. When they successfully complete a task or solve problem, they would real believe in their own ability. Positive feedback from peers and teacher also help them see that their contribute matter. For quieter or less confident learners actually, this approach let him practice communication and leadership skill gradually and their own pace. They don't just learn better, they start believing in self more too. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, thank you, panel 3. So right now, I will continue to our panel 4 is about challenges in applying. So the question is, for the first question, I will ask, what challenge do teachers face when using active learning?
Uh, Thank you for the question. I think the biggest challenge is time. We still need to finish the whole syllabus within 6 hours, but uh, active activities take much longer to prepare and run. Many of us also lack enough materials, proper training, or flexible spaces. On top of that, there is constant pressure from exams and parents who still believe that lecturing is the fastest way to get good results.
Okay. Uh, why do some students hesitate, hesitated to participate?
Thank you. For students are used to just listening quietly and waiting for answer. So when asked to speak up or share ideas, many hold back because they are shy, afraid of making mistakes, or worrying their friends might judge them. Some also simply do not understand what they are supposed to do or just feel uninterested in the topic.
Okay. The next question is, for the next question is, how does class size affect active learning?
Thank you. It makes a really big difference when you have 40 or more students in one class. It is almost impossible to guide everyone properly at the same time. A lot of time gets wasted just arranging groups or passing things around, and the quieter or slower learners often end up being overlooked because we just cannot reach everyone equally.
Okay, thank you. This is the last question for your panel for what obstacle exists in assessing active learning activities?
Thank you. Assessing active learning is far trickier than marking written tests. It focuses more on things like teamwork, communication, and thinking skills, which are not as easy to score fairly. We often do not have clear marking guides, and it is hard to track every student's contribution, especially in large classes. Plus, our main exams still mostly test written knowledge instead of these practical skills. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for panel 4. Okay, this is the last panel we would like to hear. This is our panel 5. This is the solution and SDG4 connection. So this is the question for you. What solution can help teachers implement active learning successfully?
Thank you. Provide professional training on active learning strategies, equip classroom with appropriate learning materials and technology, and manage classroom time effectively to allow active participation.
Okay, this is the next question. How can schools support teachers in using active learning?
Provide flexible learning space, teaching resources, and digital tools, organize workshop and professional development programs on active learning, offer strong support from school leaders, and reduce unnecessary administrative workload, and allocate sufficient time for lesson planning and preparation.
Okay, this is the third question for you. How does active learning promote inclusive education?
ensures that all students, regardless of their abilities or backgrounds, can participate in learning, use a variety of teaching methods to meet diverse learning needs, encourage teamwork, respect, and collaboration among students, and build students' confidence and increase classroom participation.
Okay. This is the second last. How does active learning contribute to achieving SDG 4?
SDG 4 aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all, um, improving student engagement and motivation, promoting inclusive and equitable learning opportunities, encouraging meaningful student-centered learning experience.
Okay, this is the final question for you. For your opinion, how can active learning encouraging lifelong learning?
Um, develop curiosity and a love for learning, encourage students to become independent and self-directed learners, strength problem solving, critical thinking, and decision making skills. Last, help students adapt to new knowledge and changing environment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, panel 5. Okay, this is the final discussion question I would like to open to everyone. So this is the question is, what is one active learning strategy you will use in your future classroom, and how will it help students learn more effectively? I would like to invite panel 1 to answering this question.
Okay, thank you for the question. So this strategy encourage students to share ideas, ask questions, and work together to solve problems. It helps students develop critical thinking, communication, and teamwork skill while actively participating in the learning process. By discussing different opinions and perspectives, students gain a deeper understanding of the lesson and become more confident in expressing their idea. As a result, learning becomes more engaging, meaningful, and effective. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone who would like to answering this question?
One active learning strategy I will use in my future classroom is problem-based learning. Students are given real-life problems to solve through research, discussion, and teamwork. This strategy encourages independent learning, improve problem-solving skills, and help students apply their knowledge in practical situations, making learning more effective and engaging. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. The strategy I will use is collaborative problem solving because I will present a real world situation related to our lesson, then have small groups work together to find and explain their own solution. It is excellent because it connects learning to actual life, push students to think critically, and teach them how to listen, contribute, and work as a team. This way, they do not just memorize facts, they truly learn how to apply what they know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for panel 4. It's still open for everyone who want to answering this question.
Thank you for the question. One active learning strategy I would use in my future classroom is project-based learning. Students would work in real-world projects that require them to research, collaborative, and present their ideas. This approach helps students connect classroom knowledge to real-life situations, improve problem-solving skill, and encourage creativity. It also makes learning more meaningful and memorable because students learn by doing. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, panel 2.
For me, effective learning strategy for teacher is we do formative assessment and engagement, like we do use quiz, thumb and down, or short exit ticket to coach understanding instantly. So we can display student work poster around the rooms, group rotate to view, give feedback, and take notes. So there you can use like use Kahoot, Padlet, or Google Doc for collaboration work and instant feedback. That's all.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I would like to. So that's all for our forum discussion today. So thank you to all our panel members for sharing their value insight. Today's discussion has shown that active learning not only improve student engagement and critical thinking, but also supports SDG 4 by promoting inclusive, equitable, and lifelong learning. We hope we hope this idea inspire future educator for create more interactive and meaningful learning experience.